Hey everyone, it's Chelsea Conrad, career coach at Proactive Happiness. So in today's video, I want to talk about getting laid off. Ugh, I know it's a terrible topic. Nobody wants to be in this position, but unfortunately, we have a lot of people in the country right now who are in this position. So we've got to talk about it. So this video is intended for a couple groups of people, those of you who are expecting to be laid off and those of you who have already been laid off. So first of all, let me start by saying that if you are watching this video, if you find yourself in this position, I'm very sorry. I know that this is an extremely challenging time. It's extremely emotional. It's very frustrating. It's really defeating. I'm sorry you're having to watch this, but let's talk about some things that you can do to improve your current situation. So let me start by talking to those of you who are expecting to be laid off. So I have one piece of advice for those of you who are expecting to be laid off. My piece of advice for you is to stay positive. Now, I know those of you watching this video who are in this challenging position right now are thinking, yeah, I've got some choice words for you about staying positive. Let me explain. When we talk about staying positive in your current situation, there are a lot of reasons to do so. So you still have a job right now. You have not officially been laid off yet. There are a lot of things that could happen at this point. One, you could be laid off, right? You're expecting that may happen already. We know that's a possibility, but there are more possibilities in this equation, more things that could potentially happen. Things are crazy right now. The job market is insane. There are a ton of people getting laid off. There are a lot of people being hired for roles that we never would have expected. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Business is kind of changing, maybe temporarily, but business is changing. You never know. So putting on your smiling face and bringing a positive attitude to work will put you in the best light with your bosses, right? So let's just say a few weeks down the road, a month down the road, they decide, maybe we don't need to lay off all of those people that we thought we would. Who do you think they're gonna lay off first? They're gonna look across the board, oh, we told these 10 people that we were gonna lay them off. Well, that one's bitter and angry, that one's frustrated, that one's been a nightmare to work with for the past 2 weeks. They're probably gonna get those people out of there first. Don't be that person, okay? Put on your smiling face, make the most of it, be as positive as you possibly can, and continue to get your job done. Now, there's another reason that I want you to maintain this positive attitude. So if you do get laid off, you're going to be applying for other jobs. We all know the reality of the matter here is that it is a very small world, okay? We don't like to think it happens, but guess what happens? You put in your resume somewhere else, they say, oh, you worked at such and such. Okay, well, I happen to know somebody over there. They pick up the phone, they call, and they say, give me the inside scoop. Like, what was this person really like? If you were bitter, angry, spiteful, vengeful in your last time there, guess what they're gonna remember? That is gonna be their picture of you. Even if you were there for 5, 10, whatever years, and you did a great job and you were smiling every day, if you go out those last few weeks with that kind of an attitude, they're gonna feel like you showed your true colors. The only thing worse than being laid off is having that layoff then sabotage your next career opportunity. So please put a smile on your face, make the most of it. All right, so now let's talk to those of you who have already been laid off. So, tough times, right? I know this is challenging. In your head, you're freaking out. You're like, oh my God, how am I gonna get another job? How am I gonna pay my bills? How am I gonna make everything work, right? Okay, slow down, take a deep breath, and let's talk about what really matters here. First things first, your network. I know, we always talk about network. Everybody's always talking about it. Well, I hate to say it, but there's a reason for that. Your network is so important, and it will be what eventually, for most of you, will land you that job. So dust off that network, figure out who your uncle knows, figure out who your parents know, who your college roommate knows. Start working those channels and make the most of your network. Okay, next thing I want to talk about, resume. We've all got one. If you're looking for a job, if you're applying for jobs, you have to have a resume. Okay, the most common mistake I see when it comes to resumes is, please do not show me a regurgitation of your job duties. I know what you were doing. Your job title is right there. I pretty much have a good idea of what your responsibilities were. Tell me what you accomplished. Tell me what you contributed to the organization. What makes you stand out a little bit more from somebody who is sitting right next to you doing the exact same job. Okay? Do not let your resume be simply a regurgitation of your job duties. Okay, next thing, let's talk cover letter. Cover letters, in my opinion, and there's a lot of diversity of thought, but cover letters, in my opinion, are essential. And the reason is this. These hiring managers are getting a ton of applications from people. Your cover letter serves a very different function than your resume, right? Your resume will say the things that you have accomplished. The cover letter's function is to show what you can bring to the organization. The cover letter is not about you. The cover letter is how you can benefit the company. So when you draft that cover letter, keep that in mind, maintain your focus on what you can provide to the organization. So when you're putting together your resume and your cover letter, what I want you to do is I want you to think about the job that you want. What is the ideal job? And use this as an opportunity, right? Think about, what would I really like to be doing? Are there things that I could change right now and put myself in a direction that would actually, head me in a direction that I would enjoy more? Take advantage of that, right? Pull some job descriptions of your ideal jobs, put them in front of you when you start to draft your resume and your cover letter, and tailor your resume and your cover letter to those job descriptions. Okay? Now, is that a lot of work? Yeah, it's a lot of work, which leads me into my next point. Please, people, do not take the blanket approach. Do not throw a bunch of shit against the wall and see what sticks. Sending out 300 applications, guess what's going to happen? They're not going to be tailored. They're going to look exactly like every other hundreds of applications that they have sitting on their desk, and they're going to take it and they're going to throw it in the garbage, right? So figure out what you want to do and focus your efforts. Tailor your resume, tailor your cover letter to those job descriptions. So maybe you apply for 20, 25 roles rather than 300 or whatever. I hear people do that all the time, and it sounds counterintuitive, but applying for less jobs and really putting in the time and effort will eventually definitely come through for you. So I know that this was a lot of information. And again, I know times are tough for those of you watching this video right now, but please hang in there, make the most of it, see the potential opportunities in this, and keep in mind, this too shall pass, right? But think about the fact that when this is all said and done, you may find yourself in a position that you enjoy even more than the one you were in before. So hang in there, stay positive. If you need help, you know where to find us. proactivehappiness.com. Take care, and we'll talk soon.